Fuze is one of those movies that genuinely confused me because I kept watching action happen and somehow I was still bored. You have a live bomb, a massive evacuation, a bank robbery, police chases, betrayals, diamonds, and a ticking clock hanging over everything. This should be exactly my kind of movie. Instead, I spent most of it wondering why something this busy felt this dull. Before I get into it, like and follow if you're into movie reviews where we actually say what we think, because this one gave me plenty to complain about. The setup is actually pretty good. A huge unexploded bomb is discovered at a construction site in London, so the police and military clear the area, while a bomb disposal team tries to figure out how unstable it is. At the same time, a group of criminals is using the evacuation as cover to break into a bank. On paper, that's a fantastic setup. That's exactly why this annoyed me so much. The problem isn't that Fuze doesn't have enough happening. The problem is that it throws so much at you without making enough of it matter. The bomb disposal material should be nerve-wracking. They discover another Fuze, the timer's active, the clock stopper fails, and suddenly they're drilling into the thing because they're running out of options. People are still inside the cordon. The police operation keeps interrupting the bomb team and everyone is waiting for one wrong move to turn the area into a disaster. But then it keeps cutting away, adding another complication, another character, another piece of information, and another crime angle. Instead of the pressure building, it starts feeling scattered. Fuze mistakes movement for momentum. Just because characters are running, shouting, drilling, chasing people, or pointing guns doesn't mean the story is actually getting more exciting. The heist has the same problem. Once you realize the evacuation is being used to get into the bank, that should be the moment where the movie locks in. The thieves are moving through the building, the police are getting closer, and the bomb team is unknowingly creating the perfect distraction that should be fun. But I never felt the rush. I understood what was happening, but I wasn't invested in whether these guys escaped or whether the plan fell apart. I'll give the movie credit for the central idea because there is a better thriller hiding inside this. The fake World War II bomb, the evacuation, the bank job underneath everyone's noses, and the later realization that the explosive wasn't what everyone thought it was. That is a strong foundation for a tight crime movie. But the script needed way more coherence. The movie keeps revealing connections and adding twists, but a twist only works when it makes the story feel sharper. Here, a lot of them just made the story feel busier. You get the stolen diamonds, questions about whether they're real, criminals turning on each other, more information about who knows who, and eventually the Afghanistan connection. Instead of me thinking, oh, that's clever, I was mostly thinking, okay, so now we're doing this. That's not suspense, that's accumulation, and I really felt the acting problem too. A lot of the performances felt like people showing up, delivering exactly what the scene required, and moving on. Nobody really grabbed the movie and gave it a personality. For a film built around danger, betrayal, and people making decisions under pressure, I needed stronger personalities bouncing off each other. Even the bomb disposal side, which is probably the strongest part for me, starts feeling flat because the characters aren't developed enough for me to fear losing them. The movie gives us hints of trauma, loyalty, and old relationships, but a lot of it feels like information being saved for a reveal instead of character work happening naturally. Real talk, that's basically my entire problem with Fuze. This movie is constantly trying to convince me that something exciting is happening, instead of actually making me feel excited. It has the ingredients of a good action thriller, but it never combines them into something satisfying. I don't need every action movie to be deep. Sometimes I just want a good setup, entertaining characters, a clear objective, and enough tension to keep me locked in. Fuze had every opportunity to do that. The premise gave it a head start. The bomb gave it urgency. The heist gave it a second engine. The betrayal should have given it personality. But all of those things are competing for attention instead of helping each other. That's why I can't call it terrible. The initial bomb discovery gets your attention. The active timer gives the first half some tension. And the idea that the emergency is connected to something bigger is interesting. I can absolutely see the version of this movie that lands. I just don't think this version does. For me, the biggest failure is that an action-packed movie became boring. That's worse than a movie simply being slow, because this thing is actively throwing entertainment at the screen, and somehow none of it sticks. It needed a tighter script, clearer character motivations, stronger chemistry, and fewer twists fighting for the same attention. So yeah, I'm giving Fuze a 5.8 out of 10. Not because there is nothing here, and not because the concept is bad. I'm giving it a 5.8 because I could see the entertaining movie it wanted to be, but I rarely felt like I was actually watching that movie. It has action without excitement, twists without enough payoff, and a cast that never feels fully unleashed. This really needed more coherence to turn a decent idea into a decent movie. If you've seen Fuze, tell me if this worked for you or if you were as bored as I was.